Shutterworth.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
You know, but enough on the undercard. You know, so we talked more than enough on that. You know, we gotta get to the main event.
But fuck that undercard. Like, what about the kids? Man, fuck them kids. What about the undercard? Man, fuck that undercard. Don't that shit no more.
Oh man. But you know, the main event though, I mean, like I was texting LB, I was like, yo, this shit has me on edge right now because I already know, because I'm just like saying, you know, if the shit don't go out the way I expect it, especially in my rhyme too, because you know me, I made that prediction. You know, I'm just like, you know, it's like if this shit don't come to pass, you know, motherfuckers are gonna come from my head. You know, I'm gonna be like arguing with mad niggas on this shit. So I'm just like, you know, I'm just hoping. I was like, please don't get clipped again. And that was when the crowd started showing some life, you know. Anthony Joshua, you know, coming out there, you know, his fro ain't picked. He's over there, not shaved and everything like that. And he came into some fila, you know. So that was a hard entrance, bro. You know, I was just like, okay, this is the type.
Yeah, hard if you're Nigerian. Everybody else in the world did not get the memo, didn't give a fuck.
Well, I'm sorry, it's not Two Live Crew, motherfucker. So you know.
Whoa. What is Two Live Crew? Hold on.
I'm sorry, he didn't Doodoo Brown, you know, Florida nigga. So you know, that was my shit right there.
I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm seeing like random niggas is like, man, that intro was hard. No, the fuck it wasn't. It was some shit.
I mean, you're used to niggas coming in to pop that coochie, nigga. That's your problem, motherfucker.
Nah. Who come? Nah. See, who comes into the ring on some Two Live Crew shit? I'm saying like
a Florida nigga does. That's what.
Nah. Who? What? Nate Campbell, nigga? Who? Roy Jones? Gainer? No one comes into Two Live Crew. I'm saying like. The man just he made it to the ring. You know, I didn't understand that bullshit he was playing. I didn't give a fuck. I just wanted to see the fight. You know, it wasn't no hard ass intro. It wasn't Tupac fresh off of jail and no shit like that. So
nigga, fuck Tupac, nigga. You see, you
blasphemy. Whoa, like, dude.
Yeah. We went.
Totally dial that one back.
Nah, fuck that, nigga. You know,
yeah,
Nigga, Josh's entrance was at least me. Now, if we were talking about Andy Ruiz's entrance, then you'd have something, you know. But you know, because I understand what that was, but you know, but Joshua's entrance was cold.
For the record, I didn't see either entrance, nor do I care about entrances because this is not WWF. It doesn't bother me. Just get in the ring and fight.
Right, you didn't miss anything. It was a fucking United Nations intros for both of these dudes. That's all.
Oh yeah.
No, it wasn't no Raw shit. It wasn't in a way. It wasn't Daenerys. It wasn't them coming into the ring and we're like, okay, yeah. You about to see some classic epic boxing? Okay,
I'll be hating on that shit. Bro.
I just don't. I mean, look, hey. Everybody boxing's worldwide. We celebrate everybody culture on here. Just give everybody love. You know, I'm just saying my opinion, you know, I didn't really get it. You know, it wasn't for me to get, and I get that. It's just like King P said, you know, fuck all that shit. Y'all niggas get in the ring and fight. I mean, I don't care, motherfuckers go to the ring in a damn magic carpet. Yeah, you know, just fight.
Shout out to Prince Nassim.
Yes.
If someone did that shit in Saudi Arabia, I would have liked to see how that actually would go over.
I have a feeling that wouldn't have went over well, honestly.
I don't think so either. I think only America pulled that off.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't even know if that would even go over well.
Yeah. Nah, Amir Khan could do it, but like nobody else could. Amir Khan couldn't do it either. So,
I don't think. Amir Khan couldn't do that shit.
Yeah, no,
it would just be fun because it'd be surprising, but yeah.
Oh man, but the entrance, and then of course they play all types of anthems. You know, just like what was it, 3 or 4 anthems? I don't know. I lost count after a little bit. You know, and then
like 2, bro.
But but once the fight started, I was on edge. I'm over here just like my lady was with me, so like she saw me getting animated and shit, like real animated. So I'm over here thinking like don't get clipped, like don't get on the inside, don't exchange with this, with this Mexican butterbean ass nigga, man. So I was just like, it's like just stay on the outside, and he was doing it too. Like the jab immediately, like the jab was crisp and everything like that, snapping his head back. And you see Ruiz, he enjoyed himself too much as champion. Motherfucker was just like I was waiting for his ACLs to tear, because that's how big he fucking was to me, man. I was just like, how the fuck you come into the ring, defending your title, looking like
he just made excuses on the weigh-in. Remember, he was like 283 or some shit.
Yeah.
Gained 15, 16 pounds. People talk about, maybe it's a mental game. Maybe he has weights in his damn pockets. Bullshit.
Yeah, that motherfucker just enjoyed himself too much. Like he was.
You seen all the pictures and all the partying and doing this, doing that. Like he ain't stay hungry.
Well, he's enough for the things that he's supposed to be hungry for.
Oh yeah, my bad. He stayed hungry.
Yeah. I mean, Andy Ruiz could be summed up in 2 words.
You're fat.
He's fat.
That's literally all I thought of when I saw him come in like that. Like, what are you doing? Like,
and he was already fat before, but this was a noticeable. See, the fat he was before like a in shape fat. Like, that big dude beat your ass. You better don't sleep on that big dude over there. Hold on.
Well, honestly, and like when people are saying, like, honestly, and this is just my opinion, there's no way of knowing how true this is, but like, because it's already been done. But I have a feel, like, for me personally, I feel like the only reason why he wasn't that fat in the first fight was because he was a late replacement and he had already fought a month prior, so he was already in shape. I have a feeling if he had a full camp, he probably would have came in just like this, just like in this fight, the second fight, in the first fight.
Yeah, and like I
mean that's possible. That's possible, but I don't think he's ever been this heavy before.
He has.
He has. He's been like 295 once.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, that's like I've always said 30 years. Andy.
He looked big in the Parker fight too, though.
Yeah, he was like 255 for the Parker fight. He was actually smaller for that fight.
Oh, word?
Yeah, he was smaller.
Yeah, and that's the thing about I've always said about Ruiz. I always thought like if he can get under 230, like dude would be a serious pro, because I think he has skills. I think he has lots of skills.
I don't think there's any way he's gonna go to 230.
Dude, y'all just said that he was 255 for the Parker fight, and even then he didn't fucking damn throw enough punches or fight with enough oomph to win a close one. So, and that's at 255. And he was still fighting on some back fight behind you type shit. So maybe 235 it is.
Yeah, but he's never been lower than 246, I think. That's the thing. I'm like, Jim, even Ariola got himself into shape like every now and then. It's just like dude is never. That's the thing. Like dude's skills have never matched his conditioning, and it's just like. I always feel like, granted, yes, he did find his lightning in a bottle moment, and yes, he did become heavyweight champion. But it's just like he could have repeated this if he was in any condition.
Yeah, dude, he could have. Cause look, Joshua boxed effectively, but it wasn't perfectly. Joshua made mistakes. He had little slip ups. He had little hiccups.
Yeah, like he was falling into the clinches. I'm thinking to myself. And I'm over there going crazy. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Don't fall into the damn clinch."
No, he didn't fight a perfect fight.
He used to flip him. Like you throw a right hand and he'd fall in. And I'm thinking to myself, "No, that's not good boxing. You can't do that."
Exactly.
He didn't fight a perfect fight, but he fought pretty effective, even though it wasn't perfect. So
it wasn't. It was far from perfect, but it was effective and effective enough to almost pitch a shutout. Like
he made the adjustment.
Ain't win more than 2 rounds.
Yeah, he made the adjustment, and then I guess it came back to what we were talking about last week about now Ruiz has got to make adjustments. And
Ruiz made no fucking adjustments because he was too damn fat.
But you can't. Yeah, he's too damn fat. But like, I don't care how fat you are. Like, you come in. Like, why are you not? And basically follow him. Like, you're pressing him, doing nothing. Like, okay, like throwing jabs.
Those extra 16 pounds. They limit your movement and your agility trying to do that shit. Like basically, if y'all, for an example, the next time y'all niggas out there, and if y'all listening, if y'all boxing at the gym, put on some ankle weights that are like 3 pounds and try cutting the ring off on somebody and let that person like imitate one of these running ass boxers. I'm talking about Corey Spinks, Israel Andy Lara, one of them dudes. Mm-hmm. And put some fucking 3 pound ankle weights on your fucking ankles, or even 1 pound, and see how fast you cut off the ring. And then do that for 2 rounds. Then do 2 rounds with the ankle weights off.
Yeah, it is just night and day.
Night and day. That's what it is now. That's just on your ankles. Fucking Ruiz had one. He had like a barrel around his stomach. Dude, it's just like in basketball. That first step is crucial. Like on that crossover, even on defense. If you don't have that good first step for the jab or to cut somebody off, you playing catch up. Mm-hmm. So Ruiz ain't have it. That extra 15 pounds makes a difference. Ruiz didn't even have to have a backup plan or an adjustment. If he had the extra 15 pounds to take off, he would eventually caught up to Joshua.
Yeah, he would have. And then, but he never did.
He was there. But
all he did was just get his head snapped back by the jab. And then even in the first round too, like when Joshua threw that right hand and cut him, I was like, oh shit, here we go. Like, dude is leaking already after round 1. And to the credit, though, Ruiz's corner kept that cut from actually getting a lot larger than it should have.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just reopening every other round or so.
Because Joshua was still mixing in hard concussive shots because he wasn't greedy. Like every round, he was bouncing like 3 or 4 good hard shots on Ruiz, and I'm not talking about the jabs. I'm talking about
I was gonna say none of the jabs all the jabs like seemed too pitter patter for my liking. But I mean, it worked. So.
Nah, okay, wait. He had a few of those keep away jabs, but then he had a good amount of solid snapping like jabs because he was pushing Ruiz's face back with them jabs.
I felt like a lot of them were more scoring jabs, and there were some hard jabs, but I felt like
I mean, there weren't no Golovkin jabs. Let's just say I hope now if y'all were expecting some Golovkin jabs, then shame on you. You weren't gonna get that. Now you got some jabs better than the fucking Kovalev jabs you got from that Canelo fight.
Well, yeah, I mean, any jab is better than those fucking. Then they might as well have been phantom jabs, but that I'm not gonna get into that.
People were fucking giving Kovalev rounds for that. Mm-hmm. So my whole thing is, if Kovalev is getting rounds for that shit, then how are y'all not seeing the domination in what Joshua's doing when he's actually putting in hard shots?
Right, but the thing is,
he did move a little too much, but he moved just enough where he wasn't looking like he was running from Ruiz, because Ruiz was in the middle not doing shit.
Right, and because if he was running from Ruiz, then Ruiz's face would have not been as swollen and as like locked up as it was.
Now he did move far away certain little spots, like those circles got pretty wide once or twice. Now I'm not gonna lie about that, but the difference is it happened throughout, like during his boxing. He didn't start the fight off like that. In the first fight, this nigga was making damn ice skating ring circles and shit. Mm-hmm. Then he moseys on in and he starts connecting. This fight, he's like, okay, let me establish the jab. Right hand come, boom. Oh, fat fuck, you trying to come at me? Let me move a little bit. Da. Cha-cha one time now. Then. I mean...
Yeah, Ruiz just had no answer. I mean, basically, Ruiz had no plan other than just wait for Joshua to come in, and I'm just gonna let my hands fly because his hands are fast, you know. But he never got that opportunity, not once. Like he caught him with some shots, but it wasn't enough to like really. But he couldn't follow up with him because either Joshua would tie him up, or Joshua would actually, you know, take a step back and be good. So, and more often too, because the movement that he done had Ruiz resetting, and I think that was the biggest part of the fight. Ruiz had to keep resetting over and over and over again, and because his conditioning was so shitty, he had no choice. He had to. And sometimes that's why, you know, he had to stay in the middle of the ring and do something because he just didn't have the footwork or the energy, the stamina to actually do anything, to actually do any adjustment. And Joshua just did what he wanted. You know, jab, hook, right hand, you know, and then sometimes going inside, mix some shots. The only thing I will fault Joshua and not doing a whole bunch of is just going to the body. That body was there to be hit, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, like, just one good shot to the liver could have ended this shit, you know. But
you were playing it safe on that because Ruiz had those counters.
Yeah,
I just want to, and Ruiz was desperate.
I think I actually don't agree. I think that I don't think he needed to go to the body. I feel like him going to the body would have just opened up more opportunities for Ruiz to counter him. So what he was
especially
doing,
going to the body early, like the body was more. I would have went more into the body like around the 8th round, like because you know some guys you beat him up in their head. And you frustrate him because he was frustrating Ruiz while he was landing hard shots.
Hell yeah.
So now you kind of get him more tired. You slipping some body shots, but I'm not going to penalize him for that. There's just certain moments I didn't like the clinching. That was the big thing.
Yeah, no, Ruiz was definitely frustrated, and I know he was frustrated because there was like at least like 3 or 4 times where he hit him late after the bell.
Yeah, he was doing that a lot. Yeah. Like, I mean, he tried throwing some of them Mexican / PR specials in there. He tried.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? He tried, but like I said, I mean, and then you saw the culmination of that in the final round, where you know Joshua's doing his thing, and then all of a sudden this motherfucker just stops in the middle of the ring, starts you know banging his gloves together, like. Motherfucker, you're the champion.
It's the 12th round, dummy. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Cut that Mayorga shit off, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not your fault. You caught work, and then you knew. I mean, he's not stupid. He knew that title was lost unless Joshua came in there and engaged.
You know what's so bad? Like, you could tell Ruiz wasn't really training like that because he didn't even get used to operating at that new size.
Yeah.
Because we've seen him.
They've been saying I've been hearing people say that like people close to Ruiz have saying like he did the bare minimum. I heard that from a couple of people, and it looked like it.
Yeah, and then also I could believe he started his camp late too. Like like I guess it's trying to want him to start in like July, and he started his camp in September. That's some bullshit.
Nigga, that's like that's 2 months late, bro. Like August. You could have been late in August and kind of pulled that out, but September.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, when you get that type of money, you get that type of fame. You get the Snickers commercial. You're out there buying all types of G wagons on types of shit like that, nigga. It was just like it was too much for him, man. It was just like he even admitted himself in the post-fight interview. Like, I just spent 3 months partying. Like, fuck. I mean,
you know what? And I applaud him for keeping it real. He didn't make excuses. That's the first, and he got that right. Mm-hmm. I'm glad he kept it real. Same thing with his pops.
Yeah, like his Instagram was super lit because you saw him like this motherfucker out there smiling with his thumbs up. With meeting all these famous people. That adult party he had. He put some of those pictures up there. Like, dude was enjoying himself too much.
Yeah. And he didn't even get you, because this is the thing, if he was really fighting and sparring, training hard, I'm not saying he would have lost all that weight. Maybe he would have just gained 8 pounds, maybe 10, and not the 15, 16 he fucking gained. But he would have got used to operating at that bigger size, and I think he would have gave a little bit more of himself. Because usually a guy who isn't trained, sometimes they could go go all out real hard for the first 3 rounds, and they kind of gradually drop off. Like he didn't even have Joshua worried early. Like he couldn't even go all out.
Yeah.
Because at least if he would have went all out, we would have been like, well, Joshua kind of on the ropes early. Like, he kind of, he wasn't in the best shape. He kind of, I think that's why he tried to end it. Like, he didn't even try to end it early.
Yeah, because that's what I thought. When I realized how heavy Ruiz came in, I'm thinking maybe he wants to get it out early. Maybe he's trying to target the first 4 rounds to get him out of there early. But and once I saw him his game plan the first 2 rounds, I'm like, yeah, this shit not happening.
Yeah, he's really not in shape. Like he can't even go hard. Like I feel like any top 10 boxer in heavyweights could have beat him that night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's the truth, and it's sad too, because like I said, the man has so much talent, but it's just like his discipline is just it's disgusting sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the worst is I think the worst thing he did was to knock out Anthony Joshua and although he was in fight shape, but not in actual like conditioning, like overall conditioning, but he was still in fight shape. But I think that's probably the worst thing to happen to him, because he was like, oh shit, I didn't have to do all that. That was one of my easiest fights. So let me just do what I've been did like I did before and just fight, and then just that's it.
I mean, he got entitled to it. He had plenty of time, bro. He had like a full half a year, like 6 months. Like, he could have had a gym built and fucking trained in that damn gym in the time he had to get ready for this fight. So, no excuses. He lost fair and square. He knows that. We know that. I'm really not eager to see a third fight. I'm good.
Neither am I. I'd only see a third fight.
I tweeted that shit. Like, I'm good.
See, I don't really care about a third fight if Ruiz going for it levels up a little bit. Rebounds and levels up a little bit.
If I was Ruiz, I would like to see Ruiz fight Parker again.
Yeah, that's a good.
Right that wrong. Go ahead, beat Parker. So now you have that in common with Joshua.
Yeah.
and then say, hey, let's get it on again.
Right.
Especially if he could make the Parker fight an entertaining bout.
Yeah, exactly. I'll definitely look at
Stinker is the only thing. That stinker is the only blemish on Joshua's resume. That in the Ruiz knockout.
Yeah.
Them two.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Ruiz. I'm pretty sure he's got to learn from this. Now, will he gain back the heavyweight titles at some point? Who knows? Boxing is the theater of the unexpected. But obviously he's also signed with Al Heyman, so it's not like he doesn't have enough PBC heavyweights he can rebound with.
Yeah, but this was
Wilder.
You gotta understand, like PBC, like they was banking on this shit, like, because you would have had the whole heavyweight domination if they would have had if Ruiz would have won.
Yeah, and Wilder, I remember Wilder was pissed about that.
Of course. You remember what pay-per-view or what show it was where Ruiz and Wilder was on there, and it was like, yeah, he could be on our side or some shit. And I'm like, nigga, y'all both champs. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was a lot of bullshit. Yeah, but I think, obviously because of the contract that they signed, Ruiz was, he had to face Joshua again. But, it's like Wilder is just like sitting there. It's like, so what? You're just gonna go face Joshua. You're not gonna handle Joshua. Like, motherfucker, he fought Joshua twice. What the fuck is you doing? You're over here just you're fighting Brazil. You're mandatory. And you're fighting OPs again. This motherfucker actually crossed the pond to actually do what he did. So you can't get mad at him for doing what he.
Anything he should have stayed on Ruiz's ass, because I would have been like, I would have been showing up to Ruiz's gym like, look, you're not gonna fuck up this unification money. I got this green belt. You got them 2 joints over there, like, bruh. You got them 3 belts, whatever the fuck. There's too many damn belts. You know what I'm saying? I got my WBC belt. I got my green shit. You got your belts. Yo, look, this is what you got to do. Like, I would have stayed on his ass, because you'd had a big crazy fight with Wilder and Ruiz.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, you fucked it up.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. You know,
if you can control the heavies, you control the sport, man. Just imagine what kind of damn pay-per-view card they would have made out of that.
Facts. You know, shit would have been like dope. Shit would have been on the level of fucking Spence and Porter, probably something like that. You know,
yeah, especially with the way Fox be promoting these guys now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why the whole Ortiz fight was a missed layup.
Yeah, it was a damn
because
shame.
y'all wasted all that promo on a rematch that no one wanted to see that was happening again. It made what 300 sales, 300,000,
if even that,
or 275 or some shit.
Yeah,
and y'all promote a guy who was not pretty much gonna stay at the top of the sport or in the sport that much longer.
Right.
Y'all could have did that for Kalnaki, who still has a career
and is undefeated.
And thank you. So it's like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, none of these promoters are perfect. They all have these damn tragic flaws that we just observe and just shake our head and say, well, hopefully they'll fix it next time.
Yeah, that next time is like, well, you know, it just keeps going on and on. It's just like a vicious cycle.
Shit, her match will need to give us a damn PBC caliber pay-per-view card the next big fight they have.
Yeah.
So people don't be like, well, damn, man, you know, you getting that PBC so hard. And no, none of these things perfect.
Yeah, no. Yeah, look, as quick as I am to talk about PBC undercard, I will talk any card that has a lackluster, you know, that's lackluster on the undercard. Believe me, I will talk about it.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying the whole Pacquiao Thurman and the Dillian White and Oscar Rivas, that the day those fights happened, that was probably the biggest weekend for boxing.
Yeah, I mean, either that, you know, or the one with King Soar and Estrada. I mean, that card was on point too. You know,
what other card was there that day? I'm talking about like when one of those days where you had different cards all working together and you see them all on the same day, not at the same time. Just you got good fights everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I probably have to think to see if there were any two different cards that were really lit this year that were on the same.
Or at least a good Friday card and a good Saturday card.
I'm kind of thinking if that Tevin Farmer card was on the Friday before, was either a week before the Strata card or was it on the same weekend. I forget. You know,
nigga, that's Tevin Farmer. We talking about Dillian White, Oscar Rivas, and Pacquiao Thurman, and that stat card, like.
Yeah. I mean, well, the Tevin Farmer card was dope. That's the problem, you know. That and then it followed that into the King Soul.
Not dope enough for you to remember that shit, though.
Yeah.
Ah.
But I mean, I guess it all depends. Like, I mean, personally, I don't think that's the biggest. That's probably the best weekend of boxing.
One of the best. It's top three. Like. This one had Joshua Ruiz had the potential to be the next one, and it failed.
Yeah, you know, it sure did. You know, but at least the important thing is though that Joshua didn't fail. So you know, Anthony Joshua is once again, you know, only the fourth heavyweight to lose and regain his belts in an immediate rematch. So I mean, and then of course, in terms, he also knocking off another champion on his ledger in only 20-something, 24, 25 fights. You know, whatever. You know, so I mean,
gotta put respect on his name now.
You got it. I mean,
put it back on his name.
There are a lot of detractors out there that are like, "Oh no, Joshua ran." Like, so you know, niggas like to bring up Floyd a lot in terms of boxing. Like, you know. And they're like, and you know, when they watch Floyd, everyone is like the biggest purist in the world. It's boxing, it's hit and not get hit, you know. But for some reason, heavyweights avoid that distinction. There's like,
anybody not Floyd. I'm sorry. Does anybody not Floyd or not Andre Ward, whoever motherfucker, whoever the guy people standing at the moment?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson. All these guys, they could have these damn lopsided, boring ass damn patty cake hit not get hit, boy your ass to sleep fucking performances, and everybody's like, oh my god, it's boxing. Oh, Rigondeaux.
I mean, you gotta admit the optics of a heavyweight doing it is like, I don't know. It just doesn't look good from like an optical standpoint. I get what you're saying though.
I mean, this is the thing. Like, it never looks good for anybody. Joshua, the situation, the stakes were a little higher for Joshua, but I would say I wasn't bored by the fight, and I don't feel like he fought such a negative, spoilerish fight. Like, he landed enough hard, good shots for me to say, like, yeah, he put hands on him, he beat his ass. Like,
right.
Like, you know, he outboxed him clean, you know, was it the best? It wasn't no Kawasaki Lacey. He didn't steamroll him. It wasn't Mayweather Corrales or nothing, like.
Right.
But was it outclass him? Yeah, he outclassed him. Was it an ass kicking? No.
Yeah.
Was it a great fight? No.
No.
Was it decent? Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen way worse heavyweight fights.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No.
Way worse Floyd fights.
Any fight from what's his name that I don't want to mention again because I hate his name. I hate him so much.
Miguel Vasquez.
There's another one. another Ruiz, but not Andy.
Yeah. You know, yeah, I mean,
shit, John Ruiz would have probably gave a better fight than Andy Ruiz. Fuck that.
You know, but it's just like, I mean, people.
You would have worked in that clinch better.
That's also facts too.
Yes.
You know, but it's just like, I mean, people were just like, oh, I've seen a 6'6", 237-pound man, you know, fight on his toes and, you know, fight like that. It's just like, oh no, heavyweights can't do that. You know, he needed to go out there
it was losing
that Mexican. You know, I was just like, you motherfuckers don't watch enough boxing to be saying this bullshit. You know, it's just like, you know, yes, do the one thing that, you know, that'll get you bodied again. You know, I mean, he learned. Joshua
Wilder just had that fight. Wilder just fought the same ugly ballerina running around, but got outboxed while doing it until he finally landed the Power Stone.
Yeah, exactly. And
so I don't get it. Like,
and then motherfuckers is like, whoa, well, you know, he was just setting traps. He was just waiting, like, you know, it's like, that's not a fucking
You
plan.
can set traps while still not getting outboxed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like motherfuckers. It's like you can't. You're like, that's not a plan. Just to wait, you know, and get outboxed and be down.
I mean, he was setting him up, even if he wasn't doing the best job, like leading up to the setting him up. So I mean,
job. He wasn't doing no job.
I'm trying to be nice because I like Wilder.
Yeah, but we keep it 100 on Wilder. Wilder didn't do a goddamn thing. He made one quick adjustment, and Ortiz didn't pick it up, and that's what happened. It was no setting up in any round 1, 2, 3, none of that bullshit.
Yeah, because we've seen him get outboxed for rounds until he finally capitalizes on a mistake his opponent make. That's all he does. It's like it's nothing. It's nothing special about it.
What didn't happen is the damn Fury fight, and then.
And even Fury, people are saying that, well, you know, when Fury outboxes a guy, you know, everybody says it's great. No, we didn't. Look, Fury had a ugly ass fight with Klitschko. It was boring as fuck.
Yeah,
it was more spoiler than Joshua Ruiz.
That's why when I would always laugh when people were like, oh, Joshua went life and death with Fury. Went life and death with Klitschko while Fury dominated him. Like, nobody even remembers that fight. Nobody cares.
Yeah, it was an ugly fight. I'm still gonna give Fury his credit.
No, I give him his credit, but it was like the most.
He smacked up Klitschko as the underdog. No one thought he would win, and he did it on the man home turf. But I'm not gonna sit here and lie to people and say he had some damn marvelous performance. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Spoiled the shit out that shit. Like, fuck out of here. Joshua's still the most balanced heavyweight out of all of them. I think Fury number 1, But Joshua's the most balanced. He gives you the most entertaining fights. He doesn't lose the most rounds and look the worst.
Right.
He's still vulnerable. Yeah, I mean, but it is what it is. Shit.
Yeah, like I said, people have their ridiculous biases. Like, you can say this, that, and the third. Who's the best heavyweight? But like I said, some people just have real strong biases against certain fighters and stuff like that. And just you can't see the big picture. It's kind of sad in a way. It's just like I mean, what does Joshua have to do? Oh, fight Wilder. Wilder is just like
he tried to. Wilder had 120 million reasons to fight him.
Yeah. You did, or it's just like, well, why doesn't fucking Joshua unify Wilder? Why doesn't Wilder unify with anyone? He's been champion for since January 2015. He's going on almost 4 years. Going on almost 5 years. It's just like he has not made one unification attempt.
Is he too worried about them being accepted to the cool kids table with Floyd and Tyson?
Yeah. Like, this motherfucker's been champion longer than Joshua was and had opportunity to actually go and actually unify belts. He just never did them. And then
because he could have really cleaned out everything before anybody got on. He could have fought Klitschko before Joshua did.
They were building up. They were building up to that, and then fucking Fury came in, and that was the end of that. But I mean
there's that, and him and Charles Martin were heavyweight champions at the same time. Heyman could have done something to keep that in house. He let
Joshua take that work.
Yeah. Well, they threw a bag at Charles Martin that he couldn't. That's Godfather money he got for that fight.
I thought Heyman had Godfather money. Which one is it?
I know, right? That's the thing. Like, niggas are talking about, Heyman pays all these fighters well. So I mean,
but how come all these niggas keep getting these damn one-off deals then?
Yeah,
and outbid it. Like, he's right. Like, everybody keeps talking about Heyman PBC money, but then I'm seeing DAZN pay more.
Right. It's just it's like 2 + 2 = 5 shit. I mean, it just does not add up. And then Wilder's over here ranting and raving. It's just like, Joshua needs to fight me. I'm like, he's unified belts, and he has unified belts again. You're the one that actually needs to actually do something.
He's going to get that opportunity again with Tyson Fury in a rematch.
Yeah.
I'm to the point, just put all these rematches on the same fucking card.
Right? Shit.
Damn.
I mean, if you need a gimmick to sell a fight, might as well fucking do it all the way.
Yeah, watch this fat fuck get a third fight. Like,
damn, like we'll have a third Joshua Ruiz fight before we have a fucking damn one Gary Russell Jr. and Leo Santa Cruz fight.
Nigga, that was not necessary, man. You didn't have to watch that. Nigga, no one's
had to humble you.
Gary Russell, nigga. Good fuck, man.
Had to humble you. You was getting too fucking, too brolic with the damn Najee and Joshua this, Joshua that, and yeah. Like, hold on, I got to pump your brakes.
I didn't say shit. Anything like that. Nigga just wanted to cause some trouble, I'll be such a troublemaker, man.
Nigga just started a food fight for no reason.
Exactly, like,
but you say you like the McRib, like, yeah, like on your face, yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, overall, Joshua did what he had to do, and Ruiz couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, pretty much. So I mean,
he lost that fight in the gym.
Yeah, it is what it is. Eddie Hearn has control of the heavyweight belts again, and now we look towards the future, which for Joshua is probably either fulfilling a mandatory between Pulev or Usyk. We'll see which belt he has to. He's gonna be ordered to defend it first, and what kind of deals is gonna be made. But yeah, I can see Joshua. Hopefully, and another takeaway from this, I hope Joshua becomes more active. Like when he was on his 3 fights a year shit, he was, he did what he had to do. But when he got away from that loss came quick.
That's what he needs to do. Because honestly, look, a year is a long time, but it's a short time too in the grand scheme of things.
Mm.
You're wasting your prime of your career by just fighting twice a year. And you know, one of those fights is always going to be a bullshit fight.
I mean, Eddie Hearn has said multiple times that he wants him only fighting twice a year, and I don't agree. But
who's the fighter though? That's the same. These guys want to fight at that. These dudes love making 50 million, 85 million for one night of work.
Yeah,
Like, but they don't love the legacy that much. Like Joshua legacy is good.
Yeah, I mean, it's good right now. I mean, obviously, you know, there are a couple more fights can really solidify it and solidify it as the top heavyweight in his generation.
And he got to stay hungry and stay active because he can't afford to slip up no more.
Right. You know, especially like I said, I mean, because like I said, there are fights on the table now that are back, and then it's just like, you know, eventually we do want him to get to those fights.
Yeah, but now we gotta wait for Fury Wilder. See, if Fury Wilder would have happened earlier in this year, like it should have, the whole division, we wouldn't even be waiting for that fight. We would be saying, okay, now the winner fight that winner.
Right.
yeah, you know that's not how it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's the thing, man. It's like the powers that be want to keep it like that, so everybody's complicit in this shit. They just being compliant. You know, boxers say they bosses, but you know, and they promote work for them.
All of them are workers, man. They ain't no bosses, man.
Yeah, and that go for Joshua too, because I feel like, you know, take an extra fight. See, a third Ruiz fight don't look as bad if you fought two other people within the same year.
Right.
But when you only fighting two people and you stuck fighting the same guy in one fucking year, like, geez. This damn soap opera ass boxing shit.
Yeah, man.
Now the Zone gonna get a third fight that they ain't even want. Still ain't got the Canelo Golovkin third fight.
Exactly, you know, and you pay, and they already paid like mad boku money for that shit, and then, you know, and it's just like we're waiting, you know.
Learn your lesson. Look, the Zone, y'all gotta take a page from old school Showtime when they was doing that first Saturday of the month, you know, signing the biggest fight available.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sign the fighters, sign the fucking fight.
Exactly.
Y'all just do one-offs, man. Stop all this. I need to damn make an investment, get this guy here. Like, no. Let's sign the damn fight.
You know, and then that's actually a good segue. Speaking on Showtime, you know, Showtime themselves also had a card last night.